We are back here, and we are working on the Dendrobium. So normally I'll be doing this on a Sunday, but because I won't be live streaming tomorrow, I'll be working on it today. A reminder, last weekend, this is basically what I got done. These two, some kind of suspension bits. Not sure how far we're going to get into this. Let's see. Anyway, this will be done on a Sunday, but because I'm off tomorrow, I'll be working on it today. So let's get cracking on this. Where did we leave off? Oof. I'm going to have to get a screwdriver in a little bit. Actually, I think I'll do that right now. Give me a second. Screwdriver and knife. Knife and screwdriver. Let's go to put those there. These are the actual runners for the GP03, which I don't think is going to get built up anytime soon, so I haven't even bothered to unbag them. I got an entire box still there. So this is one bin of parts right here. There's another bin right there. Still waiting there to be opened. Another box of parts. It hasn't even been unboxed. There's no reason for it right now. I think you start working from the inside. It looks like you're working from the inside out. Other one, step it up here, double tap your screen to like, it's like, subscribe, help the algorithms. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that, nobody. What are you making? I am working on the HG Dendrobium. This is my weekend project. I work on this during the weekend, at least on Sundays. Doing it today because I'm off tomorrow. You're welcome. Liked and subscribed. I appreciate it, nobody. Thank you so much. I very much do appreciate that. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to everybody. Wow, I've got a lot of people popping in. This is an entire runner of ABS parts. This morning I was tickling my little brother's feet, but my mom told me to wait till he is born. Huh. You don't say. Israel again killed 500 people from Gaza. What do you want to say about this? What I want to say about that? We will table that conversation for another time, but generally speaking, I'm opposed. I don't think that's a good thing at all. Let's see. We got Seb here. Seb, good morning. How are you, my friend? Itmiki, hi. How are you? Car toys? Kind of like a car, only it's a big friggin' robot. Like, I think by the time the thing is done, I mean, I can't even stretch my arms wide enough, but it's going to be about this wide. It's sizable. It's a good word, Nick. Any chance you get a shot of the work you're doing? Yes. In fact, I'll do a little bit more of that. Wow. Bubba Wick. Yeah, it is a biggie. What's this? Eugenia Coppola. This is me working on the Dendrobium today. So I will show as things get assembled here. There's not a lot of activity on this side. During the rest of the time that I'm working on other models, yeah, I usually get a little bit more. You can see a little bit more about what I'm doing. What a funny room. It's a funny room. I like this room. I like spending time in this room. I actually started watching something down here again last night. I got a small theater down here. I'm very happy about that. This will be a joy for you. Okay. I'm fine waking up with my coffee. And how are you? Well, Seb, I'm waking up with my coffee too. Cheers. I'm watching you live from India. Oh, welcome. Welcome. What part of India are you from? I always like to know a little bit about people. We got, unfortunately, I apologize, my Arabic is a little limited. You're from Delhi. Nice. Welcome. Very much welcome. So, for anybody who's unfamiliar with what I do, I basically sing a song about French toast. I'm not a good singer. Yeah, so I can't do that. It was evening here. Yeah, kind of figured it's pretty late for you, so good evening. So what I do here is I just basically hang out with a lot of people, anybody who wants to pop in and build models, and that's kind of what we do. And right now I'm working on this monster of a kit. This will be, like I said, it's going to be a weekend project, primarily on a Sunday, excuse me. But I'm off tomorrow because I've got something going on. Gaming with Link. What am I doing? Kachilkoni. I apologize. My Arabic is non-existent, but I'm hoping that's a greeting, and I will say greetings back to you. Welcome. Texas showing love. I'm sipping syrup at the moment, chilling. Nice, TC. Yeah, I need some more. I gotta tell you, today is a day that requires extra coffee. Texas showing its love. I love Texas. I love Texas. That's what we're working on. And that is one of the runners, which I've now kind of gotten most of the stuff off of. Coffee! Coffee. It's the breakfast of champions. Ooh, I thought you was sipping syrup too. Like legit syrup? No, can't do that. Coffee straight up? Yeah. That is just one of the boxes of parts. That same model, all the instructions are Japanese. Yeah, generally they are. But the thing is, with all the pictures, you don't need any more. Hey, Joe, good morning. Good morning, beautiful Joe. What's going on, brother? RJ Rowan, wow. Yeah, it's a big box, and it's got a lot of parts. It has a lot of parts. And that's only one, just to show everybody. That box right there, that's the other one, which is currently unopened. No work today. Woo woo. Oh, that's cool, Joe. How did you manage that? Aloha. Much love from Hawaii. Oh, Hawaii. Nice. I have family in Hawaii. Oh, yeah, brother. Have a great day. Prayers up, blessings down. Nice, TC. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And to you as well. And to you. All right, let's get some of this. I don't even know how much of this stuff I still got to do. 16, 17. I'm gonna try to segment these off. Those are the front pieces. Let's get the nippers. That's nice. What part? I believe she lives in Honolulu. Don't talk to her very often, but I believe she is in the Honolulu area. So happy Saturday, everybody. Are you American? I am indeed. Yes. Yes, I am here in the great state of Massachusetts. Boring. Yeah, sometimes. The good thing about a lot of this stuff is that you're right. The good thing is we have choices. As people who've been following me for a while will know, I'm not a big American football fan. But for some people, that's really cool. I haven't figured that one out. All right, let's see. Now we've got S213. What? Anyway, everybody's got their deal. Everybody's got their deal. Oh my God, it's Mr. Clean. It is Mr. Clean. Yeah. All right, let's get that runner put away for a second. Leave it right on the top there. Stuff cleaned off. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hopefully, everybody's having a good day. Good start to the day, or a nice evening. Had a good day and are just kind of wrapping it up and enjoying the night. Astro, hi, Astro. Muhammad and Allah. I believe in Prophet Muhammad and Allah. I think that's great. I fully endorse. Everyone has their path to God. That's always been my belief. American football is all about the pads, helmets equals armor. So, Joe, what you're saying is that it is equivalent to a giant robot, to anime. I might almost give you that. I might almost give you that. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be working on this today. Going to be heading up to help my daughter get some skates, pads, and other things for her to start getting ready to take roller derby classes, which I'm excited about. Just going to be a roller derbyist. Enjoy watching Gundam, but suck at building Gunpla. It is a fun learning experience. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Dude, I got to tell you, when I first got back into this hobby, ooh. I hold on to all the work, all the stuff I've ever done. I look at it all the time and I'm going, wow, how far I've come. You know, a lot of it is you just work on it until you get better. And I'm sort of in the same way. I kind of started by, actually, I'll give you the little history in a second here. Actually, I'm a citizen of Gaza, and I have asked you a question live. I'm sorry, Argaming. What's the question again? I apologize. Feel free to ask again. So, back in the day when Robotech was on, that was my vibe. That was, again, I'm almost 60, so I was watching anime way back in the early 1980s. Robotech was my thing. Went to college, found a bunch of Robotech kits, and sitting right next to them were these other robots from, and I didn't know Japanese at all at that time, and just like, what the hell are those? And started just finding books on this stuff, and it's like, that looks like that's kind of cool. So I started buying all these Gundam kits. That's how I got into it. Built a few back in my college days, a little after college, and then stopped, and then got back into it about 8 years ago. How you doing, brother? I hope everything good. Anthony, things are very well. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. And how are you? How are you this fine day? And one of the first models I worked on when I got back into the hobby was a no grade, one of the original from 1988 new Gundams, and ooh, And again, I love looking at it because it shows me how far I've come. And I think that's important. You know, there's an unfortunate, attitude and I amongst everyone. Like it doesn't matter what you do, that when you start doing something, you almost have to be good at it. And the answer is nah, actually quite the opposite. Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah. So if it's something that you like, just work on it. RJ, I'll give you another interesting little story. So we have I'm the head of a scale modeling group here in my area, where we've got people who've been working on models. I mean, people who are much older than I am, right? And younger people. And I've seen a whole host of different things. And what I typically hear from people who just come to the club, there's always this, hey, I'm just getting into it, but I'm not good. And the reaction of all of our members is always, hey, it doesn't matter how good you are. It's just do. We're just happy to see you here. We're looking forward to seeing what you put on a table, showing off your creativity and your workmanship and all that other stuff. And that's what we want to see. And quite frankly, it's interesting, people who say I'm not that good, when you look at their model and go, wow, that's not good. That's quite impressive. When I said in the attack that Israel carried out, my parents got martyred and I won't. Arguing, I am very, very sorry to hear that. That is such a tragedy. I am very, very sorry to hear that. I hope you have some place to go. Crystal Varnado, what are you doing? I am working on assembling the Dendrobium. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on this beast of a kit. I had a good friend of mine. I've seen this thing completed twice in person. One was at a show last year in New Jersey, and one was 2 years ago at a show up in New Hampshire. I used to be as good as you with my builds. Oh, Nick. So left with questions is being facetious. If you take a look at the work that he's done, he's quite cool. He's doing good. That's cool. Yeah, this is fun. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is fun. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Fuck. Did you already prepare a place for that kit? Seb, I have no idea where it's going to go when it's done. None. I'm only good at rivets. Yeah, right. I've seen that little chibi plane you did. No, that's not true. There we go. All right, so we got that done. Let's get a couple of polycaps, and then I got to repeat this afterward. Where's my polycap sheet? Well, that's a sheet of polycaps. Yuck. It's a centerpiece, and it will take the kitchen. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. It will take up the kitchen table, or it will take place of the kitchen table. Joe. Yeah, it's likely it's going to be the latter. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where this is going to go when it's done. So, yeah. So the important thing is, no matter what you're doing, if you're scale modeling, or as I was just saying, my older daughter's going to be taking up roller derby and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. Just do. Either works. Yeah. Suspending it from the roof. Yeah. In fact, Seb, I would rather do that. Like have a place somewhere around here where it gets suspended. I think that would be cool. It's just that it just got to put it in a place where, because I got fairly low ceilings down here, just don't want people's heads to hit it. Okay, bye. I'm leaving. I will never meet you again, because before I can catch other live streams, Israel will kill me too. I hope that's not the case. I pray that that is not the case, arguing. best of luck to you, and I wish you all the best. And I'm sorry to hear about your tragedy. So let's see. All right. All right. What am I doing here? Sorry, before you put parts together, let's see if we can figure out what the heck is going on. These parts look to be, they're different. One is longer, one is shorter. I mean, you could make it part of the house. That's load bearing. I'm not sure it has that much strength. Load bearing. That would be a surprise. All right, there we go. All right, got that one done. I'm trying to, oh, I see where it goes. I think I do. Sorry, the way that some of these parts are coming together is just kind of wild. Anyway, anybody else working on anything this morning, or are you guys just kind of kicking back? Kicking back this morning, kicking back this evening? How long does a build usually take? Okay. So, yeah, that's a great question, RJ. If you're building, if you're snapping something together, like you get a modern, like a good modern Gundam, it could take you a day or less or more, depending on how much effort you put into it, because there's a lot of stuff that can happen. Me personally, I usually just kind of work on things while I'm in the morning or while watching TV, and I'm not focusing a lot on the basic assembly. When it comes to things like taking a model to what I call full completion, like going out of my way, it has taken me as little as a month, and it has taken me up to 16 months to do something. But again, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, right? Like anything. Working on an EZ8 MG today. Nice. That's cool, Joe. Waiting on PE bending tool to continue the TE90. Other option is do more rivets. You're adding more rivets? Bye, grandfather. Remember me too. I will, arguing. My best to you. Jonah, welcome. How are you? How's things today? Grandfather. Yeah, I gotta tell you, show a little age. The next thing you know, you're a granddad. Rivets on the Falca. Oh, you're okay. Back on the Falca. Yeah, I love it. That's a lot of attention to detail. Yeah, and in this, but the thing that's important is to understand that's not a necessity. You know, I look I look at scale modeling as it can be a very as simple as just an assembly and just a fun hobby and pastime. And when you're done with like a Gundam, you can throw it on a table. It looks great, and I've built plenty like that. But if you want to take it further, you have that option. That's one of the cool things about this hobby. It's you can do as much or as little, and as long as you're having fun doing it, the rest doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll surely work on an SD Gundam. Don't know which one yet. Yeah, don't know which one. Do you have a couple that you have, Seb, or are you looking at to purchase a couple? That's cool. Yeah, but I would always encourage, especially like for me, scale modeling has always been around the stuff that interests me. And I'll be frank, I build planes, I build tanks, but I don't build them from the military perspective. I always look at stuff like that as even then it's like, what can I do to make it kind of something that it's personal to me, sci-fi type of a thing, that kind of thing. So you build the way you want to whatever story you want to tell. Grab one of those MGSD kits. Yeah. Nick, you picked up one of those, didn't you? All right, let's get one of these started. I'm just making sure because I have a tendency to let my dyslexia get in the way. I have 4 of them in my backlog. I'll see which one I'll do. Yeah, there you go. That's inspiring. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, I lament that I got into this back into the hobby so late, but at the same time, I'm just glad I got back into it. Yeah, it's in the backlog. Nice. That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar. Okay. Yeah, one of the other things I think that's important to know about this hobby, very much important, and I think everybody here, everybody who's known me for a while, everybody would agree. The other thing that's important about this hobby is it's not a solitary hobby, meaning that um, I look at it as like what we're doing right now. We're having a good time. Double A, hello, what's going on? So when it comes down to dyslexia, double down always. Nice. Christian hooligan, Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior. Repent, for he died for your sins. Okay, I'm not going to disagree with that. Some might. I won't. Um, so I look at I look at it as a very social hobby, right? Just popped in. What's the stream all about? Yeah, double A. I'm primarily a guy who builds models, assembles models. I'm currently working on this big monstrosity and just hang out. Today we're working on something in this room. Normally I'm in another build room, but that's what we're doing. Just kind of building and hanging out. And yeah. But yeah, so I think that this is a very social hobby. You know, I'm fortunate to be able to hang out with a lot of people. Let me see. What do you want to see, Tom? I'm fortunate enough to be able to hang out with a lot of great people, both online as well as in person. Last night we had a Zoom meeting with one of the clubs I belong to. Your watch looking very expensive. I don't know about expensive, but it is a nice watch. I picked this up before my older daughter was born many, many years ago, and I'm very happy for it. I do like watches. Wish I could afford watches. See how far you are. That's it, Tom. Times 2. Yeah, not very far at all. The other thing about the social aspect of the hobby is we now have the ability between online and finding out online about group meetings is you can get involved with a lot of people and learn very quickly. Your ability to learn in this hobby is remarkably the learning curve can be remarkably I don't know, not steep. Yeah, steep. You're starting with the claws. I thought the stand is first. I'm going by what the first thing is, and I think this is. Is it the base? Maybe it is the base. Yeah, it might, I don't know. Maybe no, it's not. It's actually I don't know. I think it's the underside support. I honestly, Tom, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I'm just following the instructions. Still on the first chapter, Tom. Geez, you know he does more off camera. No, he doesn't. Not on this. Best moments watch. Best moments? I'm not sure I understand that question, Prakash. If you're asking me what my favorite watch is, that's a different thing. Okay, let's see. Let's get. There we go. I'm from India. Welcome. The second person from India today. There it goes. Man. Anyway, enjoy the hobby, do good, learn a lot. Things are good. All right, so it would be nice if I had an understanding of where that part is supposed to go. I think I now see. I'm second. What's the name of first guy? I apologize. I'd have to go back and try to find him. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see if I can. Let's go back here a little bit. Oh, damn it. Going back really far. I apologize. I don't see who that was now. Can I go live on YouTube? And what has been the best part of that decision? What was my decision for going to YouTube? Yeah. That way he's building, it's going to look different. Possibly, Tom. All right. So what was the reason why I decided to go to YouTube? The primary reason, I've been doing this for 5 years on Instagram, and I left Instagram just because I got tired of I just got tired of Instagram. The whole meta thing is just I don't like the direction of the company. I don't like the way they were running their feeds. Everything just started to change there, and it didn't feel right. And I just needed a different platform, and that's why I'm now on YouTube. I did YouTube 5 years ago. Just do the hangout with a bunch of friends for like one show a month for like 4 or 5 months, and then stopped that. Then started doing a live stream in the mornings on Instagram, and now back here. He hates suck. To put it mildly. Yeah, let's put it that way. It's been a while since I've gone to an exhibition contest. I'm missing those times. Yeah. Seb, do you have any nearby? Just kidding, just kidding. He wanted to be a paid influencer. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to make money at this hobby. I want to make dozens and dozens of pennies. Can't make enough money. No, actually, the only thing I want to do, honest God, I don't want to make money at this hobby. I just want to be retired. Just get me to retirement. That's all I want. Get me to retirement. Only because Zuck is becoming a Guido. Do you make anything? Are you talking about financially off of this? No. If I have, I've never been contacted or seen anything, and I don't have any interest in becoming that. That's not my point. So I've said this before. So many years ago, I used to work in the bicycle industry. I was a mechanic, and I loved that job to death. But as I started doing more and more mechanical work and getting paid for mechanical work, because I was a service writer, assembler, that kind of thing. As I did more and more of that, I started riding less and less. So I think you have to be cautious of what you do in a hobby. Why don't you open a cash icon? I have no interest in. I'm serious. I've got no interest in making money on this. It's not the thing I want, because I think once you start going down that path, it becomes less of a hobby, and then it becomes at least in my opinion, you become more vested in doing this in order to either appease an audience or you're going after the dough. And it's like, this is my hobby. I've got a full-time job. It pays well enough. I don't want another job. I don't want another job. Steel pennies go for $100. No. No, if I want to go to one, I have some road to drive from memories. The nearest one is like 1 hour away. That's not so bad. I dig that. That's awesome. But yeah, I appreciate that, the understanding on that. Yeah, just this is a passion for me. And when you turn that into something, into a cash cow, again, and for some people it works, it just doesn't for me. Seb, you won't get another job anyway. I don't know about that. At my age, probably not, but I'm okay with that. Frankly, I don't want another job. You know what I really want? I want to be retired. So I'll dig that. I'll go with that. Take the cash and buy kits with all and give them away. Nick, you want a kit? I've got a kit. You one of these days, guys, I'll show you guys the Kirk collection that is collecting dust in my garage until I can give it away. And by giving it away, it's like I'm starting to give it away to the local members, but it might end up going elsewhere. I'm kind of new to it all. Are there events for this kind of stuff? Yeah, absolutely. RJ, can I ask where you are? And if you don't feel comfortable, you never have to answer. He's just prepping for retirement. Oh, I'm totally prepping for retirement. Is that old vacuum mold? Oh no, there's a lot of stuff in there. Send me the Spitfire, including Spits. Yeah, I've got two. That's right, RJ. You're from Honolulu. Okay, so I wanted to see. So in the United States, we have an organization called IPMS. That's one of them. There's also Gundam build groups. You may be familiar with RJ. And I apologize. I'm slow on the uptake with learning names. The best thing you do in this video, being a solid human being, enjoying what they do, is actually refreshing for me and to many others. I appreciate it, Double A. Yeah, because that's won't lie. You're handsome even with no hair. Little side story, and I'll get back into it. So many years ago, when I was first started shaving my head, I was working in Boston. I was literally walking over the Boston University Bridge, and this other young woman was coming the other way. She had to be at least 6, 7 years younger than me, at least at that time. And she just looks at me and goes, "Bald is beautiful," and walks on. My wife loves my head too, so what can I say? I guess some things are okay. Anyway, so IPMS is an international group. There's a core group called IPMS USA here in the United States, and there are sub chapters to that. And we up here, and I grant that in the Northeast, we're a lot denser, right? There's a lot of model shows that go on up here. Also, you might be familiar with SCGMC, which is the Southern California Gundam Modelers Challenge, I think is what it stands for. RJ, that's a big show. I've met a number of people from Hawaii who are model builders. In some ways, you folks, because of your proximity to Japan, have it even easier. So I would imagine somewhere on Hawaii, there has to be, and I know you got multiple islands, but somewhere on Hawaii, there has to be a model shop that offers build days, or an IPMS group, or some other scale model group. Amos Ahmadi, welcome. How are you? So, and at the same time, there's also a whole lot of like what we're doing here, and people who do this much better than I do in terms of the quality of their finish work. There's a whole lot of modeling going on out there. So, I always recommend just build something, have fun, give it a shot, try to find people. And generally what I found is there are people out there. When I got back into, okay, so I love doing history. When I first got into this hobby in the 1980s, and I mean by getting into the hobby like anime, because at that point I probably could have found traditional modelers. I was the only person I knew who built Gundam models, Macross models, any kind of anime related stuff. I was the only one. And I was living in Boston at the time. So this is like in early mid college. And if you wanted to learn, you learned from buying Hobby Japan in a language I couldn't understand. There were no books in English on scale modeling for Japanese models. There was no internet. We were just at that point. What was I using? BitNet? Yeah, I think I was using BitNet. So Now you fast forward 40 plus years, and the instant access to YouTube videos, the instant access to Instagram and Blue Sky and whatever other platforms are out there that post photos, the ability to find magazines and journals and other publications in multiple languages, that Bandai themselves as a model maker are publishing their instructions now not only in Japanese but also in English. It's pretty impressive. Forgot to do one thing. Keep forgetting all messages. I'm going to try this. Sorry, guys. I also just realized I keep forgetting. I got to hit this damn button that actually has people's stuff come up, because there's a lot of times when messages, I'm going to apologize right now, messages don't come up. Yeah, most of the builders I've met were from Japan. I didn't know how big the scene was in the U.S. It's getting larger. You know, though I would never say that COVID is a blessing, but if you're going to look for a silver lining, COVID allowed for people to just get locked down, and I got to do something or I'm going to go stir crazy, right? A lot of them got into scale modeling. Okay, let's get some parts put together. Let's see, I got this going into that. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second here as I try to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Because you know me, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Ooh, that bring me back. I received my first kit around that time, 97, 98. It was a 148 top, 144 F14 Tomcat and a 177 MiG 31. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's awesome, Seb. And I'm assuming, Seb, and I'm assuming you worked on those models too, right? I think back to, I'm not sure I've mentioned this to like the people who've known me for a while, but I think back to when I still have them. That's awesome. And I'm assuming you built them, right? Funny, I've been with the hobby since I was 9 and never thought it was big enough, but I love now seeing a whole world in Gunpla. Yeah, Joe, 100%, right? It's like suddenly you open your eyes, it's like, there's a lot of this going on. We're not solo. We're not solo. That's the cool thing of the hobby. Yes, I have now life. Yes, I have you now life-sized. That's not a good thing. What, are you watching me on the big screen or something? You. Let's get this put together. Oh man, that's tight fit. This is all ABS plastic, so it is tight, tight, tight. Yeah, my 32-inch, nice. While I work. Hold it, Tom, you're working on a Saturday? What the hell? Are you in the office? There we go. Sorry, guys, give me a second here. Just making sure I didn't blow it, because you know me, I'll blow things all the time. That's it. That's good. The wall socket, 32-inch, I'm 90, and I thought I was big. Nice. George, I hope you're not broadcasting in 4K. I don't know if I am or I'm not. Why? Couple since 94, F14 since 88. Yeah. Things all the time too. Well, as long as you're having fun, wall socket, that's the important thing. So I got into this hobby through a complete accident. Back in the early 1970s, we went to to see the Plymouth Plantation, which is the place where the Mayflower landed here in the United States, because it's not very far from us since this is Massachusetts. And we walked into the hobby shop, and I saw a little Mayflower model, the ship. And I asked my dad, hey, can I buy that? And he goes, yeah, sure. Joe's only broadcasting in 720. Perfect. He's still operating tech from the 90s. What? From the 90s. Actually, Tom, 720p was not in the 90s. That was 1080i. 720p 1080i battles in the early 2000s. '90s. But damn close. I'll grant you that. Damn close. So anyway, built a Mayflower, got into the hobby, started building traditional stuff right through my through junior high, and then I stopped, and then got back into the hobby back in college when I was really getting into anime and discovered all these models that were out there, and it was great. You're so mean, Tom. Let's get this last bit of parts on here, then I'm gonna. What the hell is that? I would love to kill an entire, I don't want to leave this entire runner for one part. And uses 480i. I think that's what VHS was. Yeah, in the early 90s, yeah, it was definitely 480i. And then I got these two. I want to get rid of this part. I want to get rid of this runner. But by the late, we had early stages of HD, where 480i panels, plasmas were going for like $25,000. I love those days. But let's get this thing going. We'll figure that out later. VHS. Unless you want Laserdisc or DVHS. Yeah, I never did DVHS. So, interestingly enough, right under here in front of me, I've just actually been cleaning out a storage area, and I pulled out my old Laserdisc player, and very quickly, let's see if I can actually show this. I'll swing around this way. That is the remnants of my Laserdisc collection, of which the majority of that is actually anime. So back in the day, the way you actually got anime here in the United States, we're talking about the late 80s, early 90s, was either VHS tapes or Laserdiscs, and I just went right for Laserdisc. A little blast from the past. And the Laserdisc player is under here. I want to fire it up, see how it works. There's some stuff on Laserdisc that's never been released in I'm going to head to bed. It's 12:45 here. I got to go to work in the morning. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience of Gunpla. I'm looking forward to continue learning about Gunpla. Definitely, RJ. And if you have questions and want to pop back in, if you're awake, I totally get it. Your 5-hour time difference, but feel free to pop on back in. And in the meantime, enjoy your rest. Get some rest, brother. Talk to you later. I looked away for 2 seconds and we moved. What did I miss? Nope, you missed it. Sorry, you missed it. Bye. Later, RJ. Will do, thanks. Laserdisc collection. Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating. This is what's interesting about content. You know, there's a lot of stuff that never makes it through. So if you think about how many movies were produced on film, right? Because movies were originally shot in film. So how many movies were made on film? How much of that did not make it to any kind of home media? There's probably a lot. And then in terms of home media, how much of that made it to VHS only or Laserdisc only? or DVD only. Now we're into, maybe Blu-ray, even though that's kind of becoming a collector's thing, or streaming. So much content is not going to find its way onto whatever the current media is, specifically over there. I mean, I've got all 3 of the Starship Troopers anime, which has never been released outside of VHS and Laserdisc. They never did DVD. They never did Blu-ray. It's crazy. And don't get me wrong. I mean, in particular to that series, I can almost understand it because, 1, the series kind of sucks. And 2, they were never authorized by the Heinlein Foundation or family, the trust, to be able to do it. So, content collector will be a thing in the future. Wait for the sun to get mad on day. Oh yeah, talking about Starship Troopers. Apparently, they're making a remake. Are they really? Yeah. I love the book, and I think the Paul Verhoeven first film is quite good. Having watched it again, I'm watching it with completely different eyes. I think that is such a satire of a film, and speaks very loudly about the world we live in now, 30 years since it was made, because that movie was made in 96, 97. Crazy. It'll be more campier. I gotta tell you, in its campiness, I think it had a lot to say. And I'd love to actually do some research on the book itself. I've read the book a couple times, which I really enjoy as well, and would recommend. Sir, how are you doing? G Webs, I'm well. How are you? Welcome. So, Seb, do we know, is this like a for real it's happening, or they're thinking of making it happen? Yeah, it's because of the success of Helldiver 2 game also getting a movie. What is Helldiver? I should probably know. So these parts that I'm dropping are coming together and require screws. Give me a second. I just dropped the part. So we have to screw these 2 parts together. Yay, yay, yay. Time to break out the screw bag. Right, it's happening. Yeah. Well, given that Hollywood is starting to run out of ideas and is in desperate need of making money, I guess that makes sense. There's a satire off Starship. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Did not know that. I'm going to definitely have to get some little plastic baggies for this. Holy shit. Wow. Guys, wow. Springs. 1 bag of screws. Another bag. A massive bag of screws. You can always tell an early Gundam model. An early, like, this is like MG size, so like screws galore. They double down hard. On the screws or on the movie, Joe? Ugh. The fuck? Oh, really? That's the stupidest thing. So, why don't you just, if you put a number on it, like they put a number on it, right? Do Mr. Beast really help people? Do Mr. Beast really help people? Like Stallone in Judge Dredd, Double Down. God. Okay, now I get it, Joe. G-Webs, I apologize. I don't think I understand the point. Do Mr. Beast really help people? I don't know. All right, so now actually, instead of using the number, they're actually telling you. Actually, are they using? Oh, nope, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Nope, I am wrong. They do call out the number. My bad. Bad eyesight. Not paying attention. Whatever. Okay. It's going to be a small slit. There we go. So, a couple days ago at the office, working on some projects. It's my first time seeing a Gunpla that requires screws. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Seb, many of the older, like we're talking about late 90s through early 2000s, mid 2000s, a lot of master grades, and large, very large HGs had screws. Yeah. I'm trying to think if the camphor did or not. I can't recall now. One of these days I'll finish the camphor. Okay, let's get. People complain about them, but I think it's necessary. I think it depends. It's necessary if it's necessary. And I know that sounds stupid. I think there's ways of engineering around them now. Because in 25 years, I think technology has marched on quite nicely, so we don't need them. Easy 8 got them, yeah. Oh, I didn't know, yeah. I'm trying to think if the OG, what they call it, if the OG 1/60th scale Zeta does. Something tells me it did, but I could be wrong. It's been so long since I've looked in that box. I mainly do HG. Yeah. Same here. This is not a common occurrence for me either, Seb. In fact, I prefer HG to MG, generally speaking. I'll build master grades on occasion if it's a design that's kind of like cool or whatever, like the Zaku. It's the I called it last night on the live stream. I call it the Zaku Warrior. It's not. It's the Zaku Phantom. That's kind of fun. You're working on an HG. I know because it's something that's larger than most MGs, right? If they are excited about die-cast parts, then they can be excited about screws. I suppose that is true. This tiny 3D printed lights glued on the tank. That was not fun. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, it wasn't just me. They sucked, didn't they? And then you have to still run a lead wire up to them, right? Sir, I have a question. I know it's not right to ask for money from people, but can she help out that I have a business idea, but I don't have money to start them? You can always ask. I'm not in a place where I can help with that, unfortunately, G-Webs. I apologize. Piece works positive or negative. The 100 Gundam no grade had them. The 100 new Gundam. Is that from like the 80s, Joe? And die-cast interior legs for weight. Oh, interesting, Joe. The MG 1.0 also has die-cast parts. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we've now got I guess this thing all put together. Jesus, look at this thing. I mean, look at this monstrosity. No, I don't think they need a wire. See, on mine, where that resin part, that 3D printed part mates up on it, on one side, it looks like there's like a little wire that kind of leads up to it. And the two parts come together pretty well. On the other side, they're like that. So I'm thinking about just removing them and then just putting in a lead wire. God almighty, I almost want to pull the Monty Python. All right, let's get these last couple of bits on. Still gotta figure out where this last fucking part is. I really don't want to save an entire runner just for that. Yeah, 8890. Interesting. I don't know. Do I have that one? I do. Joe, isn't that the one that's called no, actually I don't have the one. No, I'm sorry. I've got the Zeta, not the new. Yeah, that's the same on mine. I but probably not. Yeah. I know I have that one. All right. You cut out extras and tossed it in the box of extras. I do the same thing. Gogi Kun's in the house. Charles, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Only new I'm missing is the special version. I'm sorry, special Verka editions and a few of the HGs. Really? So, Tom, are you saying that you're a big new? Do you have all the no grades, the two HG, the two 1/144th no grades? I love the box art on it. And in '95, I got that and a copy of Char's Counterattack and watched and built all summer. Yeah, nice. That's so cool. I love big women. I love all women. Why start? Well, why just focus on big? Okay. I'm assuming. Oh yeah, Bandai always got their shit straight. These are notched. I get to do this on the other side now. Super Dash, welcome. How are you? Which one, Tom? The canon version or the battle version? Why all the blacks end up pulling only family chicks? No idea what that's about, but okay. Message retracted, and I appreciate it because, we don't need that kind of shit here. Hello again, sir. Sir, there's a sir here? Super Dash, what are you talking about? The 144 fin funnel NG, the 1100 NG, the so you don't have the non-fin funnel version, Jimmy. All are good, but my friends call me a chubby chaser. Hey, whatever makes your day. I want to get the double funnel FF that was recently released. Ooh, cool. Paige, welcome. How are you? There we go. All right. I don't imagine much of a... Come I should list all of the new versions and see what I don't have. Ooh, there you go, Tom. Jim, a man of culture, I see. I don't know, imagine much of a chase, maybe a quick jaunt and some wheezing. Right, Ray. Okay, so you need the 88 no grade Canon Gundam new. I didn't even know they did a Canon. There's a Canon new? I didn't even know that. Who put the back button next to the send button? I don't know. Some engineer over at Google? That is one I am rebuilding, sorry. Yeah, no funnels. No funnels. I didn't even know they had one with a cannon on it. All right, I'm going to cut. Because I don't want to save this runner. I really don't want to save runners. This thing is too big to save. We'll figure out where this thing is going to go later. One runner. Done. Let's see. Add a scope. Scopes are good. I love adding scopes. Currently playing GTA 5. Do you enjoy video games? So, Super Dash. I don't. No funnels. Add 2 sites. Scope. I don't. And the reason is I can become addicted to them. And that's what kind of reason why my 4-year college career became a 9-year college career. So, no. It's not the only reason, don't get me wrong, but certainly it didn't help that senior year I discovered that scope, add a laser. I love adding lasers. I did that on an SD. That was fun. And I will continue to do stuff like that. Games were you addicted to? Oh, I was this is again back in the day, like Zelda and a lot of the stuff on SNES, Super Nintendo. Fair enough, yeah. And in fact, so Super Dash also, right before I got back into this in 2018, my daughter introduced me to, because we're Star Trek fans. Star Trek over Star Wars any day of the week. Got to throw that in every episode. And she got me into this Star Trek game called Trexels on the smartphone, right? And I started playing that, and I'm sitting down here, and I'm playing it for hours, and it's like the next thing, it's like, I just put in all this fucking time playing this game. Why am I doing this? And I stopped, and at the same time, I was doing some cleaning, and they're like all my models that are kind of like were stored away. I just caught a glimpse of them, and I'm like, why don't I build a model instead? And that's what got me into the hobby. Pong, Missile Command, Stick and Hoop. Oh, yeah, Stick and Hoop? Dude, who plays Stick and Hoop? I had Pong back in the day, too. I had a console this is like in the late 70s. I don't even know how I got it, but somebody gifted that to me. I did not get to play any of those. Really? Oh, yeah, dude. You, a Trekkie. You. Yeah, I know. It's such a woke show. I love every moment of it. You had a stick? Lucky. I had dirt. Exactly, Nick. You had dirt, I had depression. Oh my God, interesting. Good to hear you manage that vice well. Yeah, and this is why it's like sometimes you just need to step away from certain things, right? Look, we all do things that sometimes we're not always happy with or just suck up a lot of time. That it's like, why did I do that? And I'm trying to minimize the stuff that's literally a distraction. So, in any case, but I don't, hey, if video games are your thing, have at it. Have at it. All right. So we got one of these things done. Let's work on the other one now. Jesus, that only took an hour. It only took an hour. 3D printer. Use the 3D printer. At some point, I think I'm going to. Depression luxury. Nice. I will some point get a 3D printer. I don't have one now. Add extra parts. Yeah. At some point, it's going to be, it's just, I don't want to learn something new right now. Generally speaking, if I need to do something, I'll scratch build it like I did on the Spartan. I'll just scratch build all the parts that I need. Nice. You're delusional. Not depressed, just delusional. Nice, Joe. All right, let's snap in this Q9 part. Oh, man. Why? I think that's it. A good model scratch build when they can. Well, a bad modeler can do that too. I don't think you have to be good at it. I think it's like I would rather just, if possible, rather scratch build. But I enjoy doing that. That's why. Make a plane, please. Oh, I have. Oh, I have. I'm actually working on one right now. I'm finishing off the diorama for it. And I like working in analog. My day job is so digital right now. I'd rather work in analog, 100%. In fact, best things. You want me to show it to you? I'll bring it over real quickly because I've got it clicking along quite nicely. You almost need a filing cabinet for those parts. Yeah, Joe, 100%. A battleship snapshot sniper, dude. I don't have the. I will tell you this. Anybody who builds model ships, God bless them. I don't have that patience. Yes, please. Okay, I will do that. Give me 1 second here. I'll just sand this down. How do we tell if you're a bad modeler? You'll hit me with a rolled up news. Yeah, exactly. Bad modeler. Bad modeler. Let's take this over. We'll go into the super secret layer. By the way, that's the bench. That is where we stand. The fuck? Oh, don't do that to me. It looks like I'm losing a lead. That's what we got for the plane. And the gun sights are still remaining. They're still on. So, working on that little diorama. Hope to get that thing wrapped up at some point. Since we're doing a little tour, here's the other one. I did this many years ago. This is a fun model. You know. And let's see if it actually still spins. May or may not. Now, batteries are finally dead on it. Moving again. And Nick, by the way, when I was earlier, I just did a little tour of the Laserdisc collection, the few that I still have remaining. Is there a cheat rave going on? That's not why we installed that switch. Nice. Let's see. Add gun on the wing. I put machine guns on the top. I'm pretty happy with I'm pretty happy with that. Sorry. Yeah. That's a little brain part of a thing to say. All right, let's get this part on here. Anyway. I'll be, I've kind of got a strategy in place for the, how many more tank picks do you want? How many more tank? How many you got? Use Lego. I could. At some point, I do want to find a way of incorporating Lego into a model. I think into a diorama of some sort. And that might be something that my daughter and I do together. My older daughter, who's much more into Lego than I am. 7 currently, really. All right, let's. God. I honestly, yeesh. I don't even know what, I mean, there's so many parts here on this. I don't even know what the hell I'm assembling right now. Truly. I don't know. So if you ask me, so where are you right now with this thing? It's like, I have no idea. Let's see. Merger them. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's plastic. It's styrene. Sure. Styrene or ABS or whatever it is. I can't remember. What is, actually, no. Legos aren't styrene, are they? Are they styrene or are they some other type of plastic? Finish another piece again. Finally getting the urge to want to do stuff again. Nice. And Charles, I'll just show you real quickly. There she is. It has a little place of honor. One of these days I'll get back to repairing it. They're not styrene. Okay, I'll buy that. The MG 2.0 Gramps elbows were nice, but atrocious to put together. Were they? On the MG 2.0? That's interesting. I think it is used oil. Fuck yeah! Woo! All right, let's get the next sheet here going. There we go. Legos are ABS. Okay, that would make sense. All right, so we've got. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go back and now work on the other one, and then we're going to continue on. Jesus, I'm still on page 1 of this manual. Add AK-47s or SMG on the plane. I'm kind of happy with the way it went. I actually kind of like the MG08s on top of the fighter. I like the fact that the Zaku piloted one. That one has what they call it has what they call it the Zaku machine gun strapped underneath. Adekri, welcome. How are you? Hi. Or SMG. You had to hold like 5 pieces perfectly and add another piece to click all together. And if you even moved a bit, you would have to reset. Really? Interesting. We can see. I can't see. Let's see. I'll do the machine guns. I'll do this one more time. So on this thing here, you can see right under the wings are the Zaku machine guns. Yeah, that was a fun. I enjoyed that build. That was the birthday build-off where I had to build a model from the year I was born. And since Gundam didn't exist on the year that I was born, I built a plane from 1965, and then just added Zaku to it and made it into a little retelling of the Battle of Loom. Sigzion! Do you have any other flavors of Clockwork? Probably. Orange. Orange is the best, though. Just gotta say it. Yo! Hey, Casey! Ken, what's going on, man? What is going on, Ken? (16 and 17, 11 and 12. Be right there in a second, guys. And like a gun, when you press a button, it shoots plastic spear. Well, I could do that. In fact, I'd recently assembled a model from the early 1980s, a Dorvac model, that did exactly that, and I almost took out my daughter's eye. So, oof. Someone say, Clockwork? Someone did. It's one of our locals, right? I need to watch that again. That is definitely... I gotta tell you, Clockwork Orange, Not only one of the finest books ever written. I love that book just for the language. It's also obviously it's in my top three of movies of all time. Just taking off all the parts on this thing. So I found a computer fan that should work for my spray booth. Should be getting to airbrush in a couple of months, hopefully. Nice, Charles. What else do you need for your paint booth? That ought to hurt. Oh, I hope not. Speaking of clockwork, you better be on the corner making me my money. Nice. That's strong enough. Yeah, generally, I don't know that you can pull enough CFM with it. Some of them do, but the issue with those fans, I'm not sure that they will tolerate a lot of material buildup after a while. Charles, ever think about maybe going and getting like an exhaust fan? Like, go to like Home Depot and I don't know how much they are, like $20. Just looking for a sign and I'll be out there. I'm sorry, Ray. I'm going. All right. I genuinely feel this thing is going to take me a year to complete. Yeah, testing it really sucks. Nice. Oh, yeah, it sucks. Better not be the free hug sign again. That's right. Love it. What do we got? I'll cut this piece off now. Bang. Bang. I need to get rid of runners as much as possible. It's not going to take you a year. It's not going to take me a year? Really? We'll see. I have no idea. It's not going to take me weeks. That I'm comfortable with. I have 45 for a fan with controls to turn it up and down. Yeah. Yeah, at some point I'm going to have to replace the fan in my booth as well. I'm pretty sure it's all gummed up now. You think 2 years? Yeah. Maybe that's what Tom was going for. Maybe he was going the other way. Oh, it's going to take you longer. Which could be right. I just drooled. I don't think I've ever done that on a live stream. I just drooled. My money is on 3. 3 years. Well, you guys really have a high degree of understanding of my build, huh? My ability to build fast. There we go. Afghanistan's opium for the win. It's the best Pharaoh shit in the market right now, bro. If you say so, Gorgon. Hey, guys, so what you got going on? What you got going on this weekend? Anybody got anything special planned? Anybody got anything that's not special? Going to bed soon? Nice. Yeah. Hey, Charles, can I ask how things are at work? And you don't have to respond if you don't want to. I totally get it. We're getting a new office, which should be doubled in size, which will be nice. Oh, that's good. Nice. Charles, can you still build on your shift? Can you like work on the project? Yeah, planning my first stream on Twitch for this afternoon. Oh, really? Hey, Seb, can you do me a favor? Um, can you send me a link to that? And you can send it. I'm not sure if you're on Blue Sky. If you are, you can just look for Old School Gunpla and send it to me. If not, um, on Instagram, or just send it a reply later on. I'd love to try to catch that if you wouldn't mind. And if you're on other social media platforms, let me know. Need to figure out where to take the wife for her birthday dinner. Yeah, where any general thoughts? Tearing down a Willys motor for a rebuild. This is this is on. Weren't you just talking about a Jeep that you're working on, Nick? Am I correct on that? Yeah, until they double up. They'll double us up like they want to. Probably not. That sucks. Rab Fox, welcome. How are you? I'll send you the link on Instagram. Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Seb. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a 64-ish Jeep. Nice. Wow. Dude, it's older than me. And that's old. Any way to do that? Be like, hey, guess where I'm taking you for your birthday? Wait for a response and be like, damn, you got me. That's exactly where we are going. Charles. Oh my God. Set a backup carrier pigeon. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah, so Ray, we're heading up to Nashua later this morning, Zoe and I, so we can go check out. I wish I can enter live. Well, yeah, I don't. Rap Fox, unless I know you, you're not sharing my lives. I appreciate it though, but thank you. Um, so yeah, we're heading up to Nashua to go look at and Sem. Thank you, Seb. I appreciate it. If I am free this afternoon, which is a possibility, I will take a look to see if I can see that. If you're on, I'll try to catch you. Thank you. We're heading up to Nashua to go buy Zoe some roller skates. And so I am back. Welcome back, Best Things. How are you? Can I sniff your neck? I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it's kind of stupid. The answer is no. So, obviously we get, a lot of at the office. It's not an uncommon thing. Hey, yo. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Again, Charles. You go public, you get all sorts of stuff, right? I'll apologize to your wallet in advance. Can't believe she's not going to suffer through brownies. I don't know. Leave Superman alone. I don't know. I don't know why I won't. First stream will be on the Mass Effect game, and if everything go fine, I'll also do some Gunpla. Oh, that's kind of cool. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Seb, if I'm free, I'll try to catch some of that stuff. I'm not seeing those comments. Thank goodness. Aren't you the lucky one? Too dumb. So, can you guys see everybody else's comments, but you can't see those? That's wild. Lucky you. Brownies are the rental skates no derby player wants to use. Oh, really? I'll keep that in mind. No brownies. Okay, thank you, Ray. Do you see that next sniffer's comment? I guess some people do and some people don't. Depends on what kind of blocking you have. So, Here's the thing. Obviously, we're going to be getting all sorts of crazy shit coming on. So one thing I absolutely don't like about YouTube, it's the unmoderated who's going to pop in and say some stupid shit. But it is what it is. It's not as bad as it was last weekend. Last weekend was rather entertaining. We were reporting guys left, right, and center. And as the trick is to sneak up and just get that sniffing exactly, Ray. Just do it. Don't ask. Just do it. Must be blocked already. Yeah, it could be. You know, mod so you can like get rid of them, and poof, you don't have to lift a finger. Yeah. I actually am okay with a lot of it, believe it or not, because it hasn't gotten so bad. At least today, it hasn't gotten so bad that I can't handle it. And I'm not doing enough that really I need. At some point, will I do a moderator? Likely. Be a real influencer? Yeah, no, pass. Can you get a moderator on YouTube? Yes, of course you can. It would be one of you guys. Sometimes we say some stupid shit. Exactly. Yeah, I'm a mod on a couple of channels. Yeah. If it gets really bad, then the answer is yes. At the moment, I just don't see that it isn't bad enough. In fact, in some ways, you can have fun with people like that, right? We get a call. So we had our former general manager who is no longer with us, thank God. He left in a huff a few years ago. And every now and then, we get these, at the office, we get these calls. I'm here for fun and not for work. Yeah, exactly. So you're going to make a great mod, aren't you, Nick? I'll be mod on Saturdays and I'll need my own mug. Nice. So we get calls every now and then saying, hey, yeah, I want to talk to Dennis. Is he there? It's like, I'm sorry, is not having understanding that he quit and walked out. Okay. So they'll ask, and it's like, and I always ask, oh, I'm sorry, is he expecting your call? Oh, yeah, he left a message with me. It's like, Dennis is dead. And you leave silence after that. The number of times you just got like, whatever, and you just hang up on him after that. I don't know. It's kind of like good time, not a long time. Good time, not a long time. Yep. I know I'm getting banned the second Nick gets modded. Probably. But anyway, just gotta have fun with people who do stupid like that. Did I get both of them? I must have gotten both of them. There it is. Slid underneath. We can dispatch the trolls ourselves. Yeah, exactly. Look, you're gonna get trolls. It is what it is. As long as it's not absolutely offensive, and they kind of like click out very quickly and just kind of do that thing, whatever. I will say we were just talking about like, wasting time. I just don't understand. It's like, this is the thing that kind of makes you happy, going around and just kind of saying stupid shit and then bailing. Okay, if that's how you want to spend your free time, I guess you're a fucking idiot. But okay, maybe it's just me. The occasional, yeah, and I'm okay with that if I know the person. Like, Ray, you can come by anytime behind me, and I'd be totally okay with that. He has a high shithousery score. Just sick Ray on him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So I was thinking, bring out the trolls. Nah, I don't want them, but can always counter them. Anyway. We're almost, I'm just getting all the parts kind of cleaned up and sanded, and then we'll be ready to start the assembly of this thing. Psyop Ray. Wow. That's what I want to teach you to. Why I want to teach you to fly RC. It'll keep your hands busy and your neck unguarded. Nice. Is that why? That's funny. God, glad I wasn't drinking coffee when you said that. Last one. Then we can start the assembly. Exactly, Charles. Well, I follow the Cat Williams philosophy. If you got one, no hate on me. The more that hate on me, the more successful I feel. I can buy into that. Though, quite frankly, I'd like to move to a place where there's just no hate. It's just not hate. Hate just bad. Hate bad. Richie, what's going on, brother? Good morning. How you feeling, Richie? And how's that Easy 8 coming along? Okay. I've slept past 7:30 is a miracle. Yeah, I don't know. I got to tell you, I think in the last 3 years, I think I did that once. And that was I think it was about 3, 4 months ago when I woke up. It's like, I'm not doing the live stream. And I just slept in. I think this is one of the nights I was staying with my wife up in Maine just because it's like, you know what? Nah, just gonna sleep in today. Woke up, got out of bed, dragged the comb across my head, and went and got myself some bagels. Don't think I've slept past 6 in years. Yeah, it's ultra rare. Hey, Peter, I'm sleeping right now. Peter, why? Peter, why? I stayed up too late watching The Residence last night. Decent show. Is it? What's it on? I've slept to 6 a few times, but that's from drinking too much. Which sounds like it's not an uncommon thing, Nick. Good morning, George. Morning, everyone. Last man standing. Welcome. How are you? Last man standing is James. Am I correct, James? Just want to make sure I get the names right because I'm relearning names here. Speaking of sleep, come on. What? Hold it. Speaking of sleep, you're farting? What am I seeing there, Charles? That is correct. Okay, great. King James in the house. What's going on, James? Yeah, the name change is going to be, that is correct. Drank last night and was up at 4:30. Really? Later, Charles. Charles, have a good one, brother. All right. Farting so hard, I'm floating to bed. Nice. What's going on, James? How's your evening? Hopefully a nice, pleasant, and easy one. I sleep too much. You sleep too much? Those are just puffs of smoke as he rushes off. No, I think it's farts. My name went to shit on this platform. Nice. No, Tom, no, you're wrong on that one. He's farting his way. Working on an SD aerial. I didn't even know that they actually made an SD aerial. That's kind of groovy. How is it? I sleep too much. I used AK Warhammer paint as a wash, and it came out good. Oh yeah, AK. Oh yeah, AK is good. I'm assuming the wash is an enamel wash. Is that correct, Richie? 4:35 is my normal time without an alarm. Yeah. I'd agree. I'm depressed. I'm sorry to hear that, Adekri. I'm very sorry to hear that. Hopefully, that depression will pass. Got them, old man. Walking farts. I think I'll use an M919. I would recommend calling a hotline, a suicide hotline, if it's that bad, man. I'm sorry, no one wants to talk to me. It's good, nice to build many stickers. Nice build, too many stickers. Go, yeah. You can paint around it though, right? All my friends are toxic. I'm very sorry to hear that. I would, once again, I'd recommend a hotline and going from there. Especially if you got toxic friends. It's not cool. Toxic friends are not cool. My girlfriend left me for extra large guy. It happens sometimes. It does happen. It does. All right, let's see where we're going here. We got this part going here. Like so. Bang and bang. I think we hit the weights. Yeah. And he isn't even rich or handsome. He's a pig. That's all right. You know, in life, you have options, and those options are you can either kind of wallow in it or kind of stand up, get the help that you need first, and then just go out there and get back. What's that old saying? Get back on that horse. Get back on that horse. Maybe I need ballistic dummies. I think you need help, and unfortunately, this is probably not the place where you're going to be able to get it, but I appreciate you coming in. All right, so let's see. We have now to get this done. Do this. You need rocks to kick. Yeah. I came here to talk about guns. Yeah, we don't do guns. Sorry. I'm a peace-loving kind of guy. It ain't my deal. So, yeah, I would recommend absolutely. It sounds like you need some help, and I think that's a very admirable thing. I would recommend, getting that help. Absolutely. Then what do you do? Me? I build models because I do things that help me beat it. I build models because that's how I get out of my dark days, my dark times. I hang out with people and just have a good time. All right, let's see. We got another G right here. Yo, G. Ken, my daughter informed me yesterday, Zoe informed me that it looks like PE is on tour. I'll see if my friend still works at Brews Boutique, but they're super helpful here either way. Nice. I have nothing to do, and thoughts came out of nowhere. Yeah. Hey Ken, maybe you can help me with this. What's the suicide hotline number? Maybe we can give that to Decri, and that would be my recommendation. Work with a professional. Work with a professional. Let's see. We got this and this. I don't want a suicide. But maybe it will go. Well, any type of violence, it doesn't fly with me. You know? I'm gonna call it the way I see it. Violence doesn't work. It never has worked. It never will work. It will always get suppressed. And whether that's violence to yourself or to others, it's not something I think is good. I'm actually not depressed. Just wanted to see if you had a heart to care for a stranger in mental health. Absolutely. And unfortunately, not being a professional in the field, it's hard to help with that. That's why I always recommend seeking professional help. I've done that for other people as well. I would absolutely encourage you seek professional help. And there's plenty of places to do that. And you have won absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, my friend. It is what it is. but I would recommend finding help elsewhere. 1-800-EAT-SHIT. There's nothing like being poo-pooed into thinking that you're doing wrong. It doesn't work on me. Nah, I'm good. All right, so with that, let's get back to some modeling here. So we've got this going in here. I just want to make sure I'm still doing this right because I'm definitely, of course, hold a second, guys. I got that part clipped in. And the ass end goes in this way. Trust me, I'm a pro. Yeah. Let's see. Your voice is fit to be a broadcaster. I have heard that too in the past. Unfortunately, not very good at reading stuff online, but I appreciate Jeffrey. Thank you. Some people are just asshats. Yeah. You know what? Kind of used to it. Sometimes they can be pleasant distractions. Sometimes they can be unpleasant ones. Hey, I totally get it. It's a crazy world, and we want to do we want to help out people where possible. But it's like a same thing I've told other people. First place you start, you got to start helping yourself, right? If you're trying to make me feel bad about what I do, not going to work. By not helping, yeah, it's not going to work. And that's not being unsympathetic. It's just being real world. You're barking up the wrong tree. I can't help. I can steer, but I can't help. So with that, let's leave all that be, shall we? Let's get this assembled. This one went together much faster because now I know what the hell I'm doing. God helps those who help themselves. Well, God also helps those who genuinely need help. I genuinely believe that as well. But but that approach is not the one that's going to work. Anyway, let's get some screws going. We don't need that crap. Hello. Screw. All right, give me a second. Let's get the tools set aside. Where did that screw go? Right there. Bang, 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 bang. Anyway. So we are almost done with this. I want to get through at least page 1 of this freaking model. So in other news, kids on spring break. Oh, nice. That's special. Joe, any plans? Or is it just kind of like staycationing? Which personally is one of my favorite things to do. I like staycations. There we go. All right, let's get that next piece on here. Dad, is that you? You were only supposed to get them 31 years ago. What the fuck? Hi, Carl. This could be entertaining. Manual labor spring cleaning for them. Nice. Yeah, put them to good work. It's like old man watching in this room with a random piece of plastic. Every once in a while, I know. Is it boring for you, Nick? Is it boring for you? I will say this is something that, as much as I like construction, yeah, I am looking forward to getting back to something a little bit more hardcore. The question is whether I go back to the freebie Gundam or the tank after this. After I get through the bat plane and get Misa Hayase painted. It's much better than that epic month of sanding. Epic month, I know. Dude, I hope I don't have to return to that again. You'd reserve my like and subscribe of school. Old school. I deserve your like and subscribe. Do I? I deserve it. I'll take all. I'll take if somebody is interested in what I do and they want to kind of like be on. I'm totally into it. Anyway, yeah, Nick. I'm hoping we don't have a repeat of that anytime soon. I think that may very well be the largest bit of plastic I actually had to get all cleaned up. I'm trying to think of which is worse though, that or like that much time of all the sanding that I did, Robert. Hey Robert, what's going on, brother? All the sanding that I did. Robert, I'm glad you're on. I wanted to fire this off because I think you and Austin were talking last week about using a non-mineral based. What's up? We are. At least those of us here on the East Coast. You were talking about last week using a some kind of a wash or something to use that is not mineral based. I'm still asleep. I hear you on that. This guy is chill. I like him. I'm totally chill. What else are you gonna do? You work on shit and just have fun. That's the important thing. Look at Flory Models, Flory Models. He's a Brit who makes his like a clay-based, a clay and water-based wash. So, and that's the stuff that Sprues and Brews uses, and he swears by it. Now, I haven't used it. I'm not endorsing it, but for people who are looking at alternatives, that might be something to look at. I'm still asleep. I'm starting to wake up, but then that kind of helps when you've had 2/3 of a massive cup of coffee. All right. So we now have that. Going to wrap it up in a couple of other larger parts. God almighty. Just when you think you're done with something big, let's add something bigger to it. That's interesting. I picked up some water mixable oils to make a non-solvent oil wash last week. Getting the ratio is tricky. Yeah. You'll get there, though. That'll be pretty cool. I haven't had coffee in 2 months. Richie, how's that going for you, brother? And legit, I'm hoping that's going well. I'm going to use some of it today to try and simulate wood. Cool. Keep me posted on that, Robert. Robert, you're theoretically going to be at ValleyCon next week. Is that correct? F4. N2. Oh, shit. This may be almost unmanageable. There we go. That's the plan. Nice. Took a piece of plastic, sanded it rough, 180 grit, and primed it yellow. Gonna coat it in burnt umber, and then brush it off. Nice. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that, Robert. That'd be kind of cool because of anxiety. Stay away from it. Yeah, don't disagree with that, Richie. That's cool. Richie, are you also just not doing any kind of caffeine at all? Those are just arms to help support the bill. Throw it away. Yeah. I hope I'm not wasting time basically building a stand that I'll probably never use. Current plan is to go to ValleyCon. Love it. Caffeine. I'll have once in a while. Yeah. Holy shit. This thing's a brick. And I have a feeling I am doing exactly that. I think I am assembling the yeah, I think I am assembling the base on this thing. But whatever. Oh, you're going to need that stand unless you're going to hang it. Which is, I think, what we were talking about earlier, Tom. There's a good possibility I will likely end up hanging this thing. We'll see. But if it ever comes to a show or anything like that, I'll probably need a stand. So I guess it's going to be a requirement to build it. Leave this here. Let's go to X1 and X2. No, I know that's not it. There we go. Oh, I'll be killing these runners at least. Oh, thank God. What you building? I am currently working on a HG 1144 scale massive Dendrobium. This thing is off the chain monstrous. Off the chain. Oops. Reconnecting. Live again. Do you need a steel beam for structural support if you hang that? Probably. I'm actually curious to see how much this thing is going to weigh in the end. It's going to be a little girthy. Next one. A little girthy. Yeah, this thing is dope as fuck. Yeah, I love tossing runners. Heading off now. Have a great day, all. Super Dash YouTube, my friend. Take it easy. Get some rest. Hey, Clint. Good morning. What's going on, brother? Changed my diet up to, it was 236 last month, down to 220. Wow. Richie, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. It's a good word, Clint. How are you? It's Diggs. Good to see Diggs in the house. Clint, what's going on, man? Have you successfully moved to your new digs? Diggs in his new digs? Tired, finally able to catch up on some rest, at least for now. Yeah. I hear you on that, brother. Yeah, it sounds like you had quite a bit on your plate, brother. Temporary digs, yes, but now we hunt for a new place. Nice. Excuse me. Excuse me as I get a frog in my throat. Clint, may I ask, and you don't have to answer. You're looking for somebody to move in with you, or you have are you moving not just yourself but other family as well? And again, you don't feel comfortable answering? Do not. I totally get it. X2. Should probably get a file for these things rather than these. Temporary digs, yes. Anyway. Since we're heading up to or is that your new handle, temporary digs? Nah, I'm too crotchety to live with people. I have to live alone at peace. Yeah. I respect that. Respect that a lot. Temporary digs. So today, since we're going up to Nashua to go take a look at roller derby hardware for my daughter, I'm thinking I might pop over to what they call it real quickly. Pop over to Hobby Emporium. I haven't been up there in at least a year. It's one of the last remaining traditional hobby shops in the area. George, I told him to go to a 65 and over community, but he doesn't listen. they might not allow him in. A 65 and over? Dude, I couldn't get in. Yeah, you're too young. You're too young. Wait till you're a real senior. Kids. Yeah. I will tell you, if I had to move into a senior community right now, activity board has Gundam build every day. Nice. Dude. If I felt like I was at an age where I have to move into a community like that, I think I would definitely. So right now I'm on the cusp between being the boomer generation and Gen X. I'd like to think I'm Gen X, like, older Gen X, you know. But when we start talking about things like, retirement communities and that kind of shit, I feel like I'm crossing into boomer territory. I don't want to be there. The way things are going, 65 and over, will be back in the workplace sooner than later. Oh, fuck yeah. You think so? Work for the oligarchs until the day you die? Clint has them sand all his parts for him. Nice. If you speak Spanish, you're already a senior citizen. Yeah, exactly. Oh, not necessarily. Not anymore, right? Not anymore. You're off to El Salvador. I gave it to the end of June before that becomes a reality, but at that point, we'll see mass layoffs. Yep. I sold my soul to the company store. Yeah. Let's laugh about it because very soon we're going to be crying. All right, let's get some of this stuff assembled. My God, this thing is insane. Oh, yeah, I'm not kidding. This thing is insane. One nation under Tesla. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to tell you. The amount of hypocrisy. The amount of hypocrisy. All right, let's hold it like that for a second while I get all of these things. 1, 2. At this point is just, you voted for this, don't come to me about it. Yeah, I just puked in my mouth a little, Peter. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. We're either going to be an I told you so moment or a welp, I guess we were wrong moment. Either way, it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. Liberty and justice for a few. Oh, I'm sorry, for all who can afford it. Yep. Well, Nazi and the Cheeto can check out. Yeah. Yeah. I just puked in my mouth. Yeah, I hear you, Peter. Dark days, my friends. Dark days. Let's do it this way. One, 2. Looks young, or a young guy that looks old. I'm an old guy that looks old and feels old. How's that? He's both. Yep. Try to warn everyone ahead of time. Predicted a lot of what is happening at that point. Say la vie. I'm going to build my Gundams. Well, hopefully more than that. Let's go on MAGA. If you want to be MAGA, that's fine. You're going to suffer from it later just as much as we are. I got in trouble for asking my mom if they're getting their mustache get a Tesla. Nice. So you're going to do any custom work on this monster? Clint, when I finally get to it, make America Greek again. Yes, that would make sense. Opa! Malista! Patrick Stewart looks mad. Patrick Stewart looks mad. Patrick Stewart's awesome. Patrick Stewart, you're my hero. What the hell am I doing here? No, it's like that. Oh, I see what I'm doing here. You're my hero. Yeah, get a good cup of Earl Grey. Hot. That's right. Earl Grey. Hot. There we go. Snap, snap, snap. Got that done. Just got to get this part put together. This guy rules, MAGA, though. How do you want it? Hot? Yeah, exactly. Well, of course it's hot. What do you want? Nothing. Nothing. There we go. Shit. Wow, that's a beast and a half to get together. I will say this is quite the. I mean, the engineering on this thing is definitely both cool and dated. Cool and dated. All right, something coming together. We're gonna take it apart. Let's figure this thing out. All good things, baby. I need to go back and watch more TNG and DS9. Yeah, we're pretty deep into season 5 of DS9 right now, Robert, with my daughter. I'm hoping in the next month or so we'll wrap up the series and then probably move on to take a break and then move on to Babylon 5. Aw, just like you. Another pus bucket. Okay, let's get this thing apart. There we go. They're going to have to crack this thing, give it a little bit more breathing space. These parts are not coming together easily. There it goes. Okay. Anyway. Now let's do this again. First of all, let's see how this thing looks. How is this thing supposed to go on? Yeah, just like that. It's one of those kits that can, once you assemble, you'll never be able to disassemble. Yeah, I try to break all of the, one of the things I always do, Clint, I always cut the female receivers on these things in order to prevent not being able to take it apart. So the pegs generally, or depending on, sometimes I'll even shave them back. I was thinking a lot about TNG, the drum head this week, some Gumpla community this week with some of the drama in the Gumpla community this last week. People are be idiots. Hey, Robert, if there isn't drama in the Gundam community every 6 months or so, it's a miracle of God. Can I ask what the lunacy is this time? What sort of hullabaloo everybody's getting into? And then I'm going to give my wife's response to it. Hey guys, you all the best. So good news reports, so many people on a daily piss on Trump Tower that the police cannot enforce or arrest anyone. Sweet! Is lunacy only in the U.S. Gumpla community? Yeah, it's all over the world, but I'm kind of curious. The only list you should worry about is grocery list. That's how I feel. I agree. The unfortunate thing is I don't think there's many on the on certain side that feel the same way, and that's the problem. That, my friend, is the issue. But I'm kind of curious as to what's going on in the Gundam community now. This is part of the reason why I stepped away from a lot of that. Jesus Christ. I mean, this thing is like, this thing is insane. It's one of the reasons why I stepped away from a lot of the, oh, I see what I forgot to do. I need to get this thing slid in. There it goes. All right. Whew. Some crazy shit. Some activists that organized a build project, presumably standing for mental health, decided to start making a secret blacklist of Gunpla builders that posted problematic things on their Instagram. What? That's the worst. Let's always taking more money. Yep, exactly. I'm kind of in Nick's camp on that one. Yeah, my chore list would scream at you. Going as far as to adding anyone who follows the people who practices wrong think with the offenders. Is that the Cerulean Project thinking? Oh, I hope it's not Cerulean. Yeah, I'm glad I stepped away from the hobby. Too much other stuff to deal with. Yeah, Clint, I'm in your camp. This is like the thing. It's like I enjoy the Gundam community and I love having people come in here and everything like that. But that kind of baggage from that, step away from it. And in fact, Clint, gonna get back to that second. Fun facts: there are more molecules of water in a glass of water than there are glasses of water in all the world's oceans. I like that fact. Thank you, Tom. Yes, Tom. It was cerulean, unfortunately. That's too bad. Completely undermined their cause. Really? That's too bad. That is really unfortunate. Again, I'm glad I stepped away from these things. So, I think there's a couple things. We have talked politics and we've talked personal and we've talked all that other stuff here. And in some ways, we're going to continue to do that. And if something gets completely inflammatory, we'll talk about it. Generally, I don't try to focus on a lot of the politics stuff or a lot of the really heavier topics here, even though we have gotten heavy. Not going to lie. And I know that. At some point, I may end up doing something different than this to allow more of the angst to come through, but it won't be here. This is more meant to just for us every morning to just have fun. That's very unfortunate. Being mental, helping mental just makes more people mental. People more mental. Yeah. I've had, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's an unfortunate thing. This is why I always like to think, even when we're in disagreement, we're going to have friendly disagreement. This is about kind of just being together and just building models and having a good time. And will there become times that we're going to disagree? 100%. And that's okay. At least I think the people involved are too online. They've lost perspective. You can't be a mental health advocate and be a divisive partisan. It doesn't realize what you're trying to do. Yeah, I agree. Well, another reason why I'm glad I'm off of Instagram, because I didn't catch any of that stuff on Blue Sky, thankfully. Okay. So we've got this thing, which looks like, my God, this thing looks more like a weapon. Then I for the life of me, I have no idea what the hell this thing is. We're going to leave it there. Let's get the other side done. At some point, activism just becomes, we have the correct mindset. You do not. Yeah, I agree with that. And that's unfortunate. There is a, like with anything, Ken, I think that there's I think this is a gun. It sure looks like it, doesn't it? But it is not. I think it's part of the base on this model. I have no idea, but I mean, looking at what the runner this is coming off of, that certainly looks like a base. Yeah, Tom, I think I think like with many very difficult topics, there's at what point do you need that kind of level of I don't know. This is a tough conversation. Good luck. That thing looked like a handle, and they look like they had a barrel roll. Yeah, exactly. This thing is massive. This is the Dendrobium, which is this is pretty freaking huge. I'm not sure that activism at this point. Not really. That's the rear end. I just want to try and get the McRib available all year. That's what you want out of all the things in life. That's what you want. I mean, I guess that's a good thing to target. God damn. So how about that plastic? Is it harder than normal? This is ABS. So this is definitely not styrene, Nick. I'm trying to get my thought across to Ken because I think he posed something very important. You know, was interested in local Native American history. Found a cool video. I'm up for it. So when it's McRib season, I have like a bunch of really. How many pieces does it have, dude? That's only one of the sets of runners. I've got another box that has just as many sitting over there. Plus, that's the actual model. Can you glue ABS with the same glue? So if you use Plastic Magic, yes, Plastic Magic works on ABS. Times it. I got another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to call it a session, my friends. This thing is F. runner? This is the F runner. Sorry guys, give me a second here. And of course, this is one of the earlier ones which doesn't have it clearly labeled. What the hell the runner is. There we go. Scheisse. Take you 89 hours. 89 hours? I'm thinking it's going to take me a year. I think the problem is more online activism and awareness activism. It's like some people fall into tribalism and think they're accomplishing something. Yes, I would agree with that. That's very well put, Robert. Thank you. Trying fasting today like my homies, not doing well. Uh-oh. Sorry, E. It's going to be 89 hours. Amen for next week. Oh shit, Dendrobium time. It's Dendrobium time. Normally I do this on a Sunday, but since I'm not going to be live streaming tomorrow because I'll be up at a dance competition, I'm working on this today. Too often I'm just attention-seeking behavior and not actually doing anything. Go volunteer at a soup kitchen. You'll do more good. Amen to that. Oh shit, Dendrobium time. Dendrobium time. How was your day? My day so far started off extremely well. How's your day been? Yeah. I'm gonna table my thoughts on what Ken said. I'm gonna have to comment on that at a later point, probably directly to Ken. Not in a negative way. I think Ken brought up a very valid point, and I need to formulate a response correctly. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that right now. When are you going to do the next live stream? When are you gonna? I do these things every day. Every day except tomorrow, because I'm gonna be off tomorrow. But or if I do come in, it'll be for a very, very short amount of time. But every day, 6 a.m. Eastern time here in the U.S. There we go. One. I could go see. Yeah, every day. This is my jam. Sounds like people are starting to wake up, which means it is time. Like I said, I'm just gonna wrap up on this thing, and then call. And that means I'm actually done with the first page. There's got to be another manual to this thing. Do you live in the Bronx? Nope, I'm up here in the Boston, Mass area. I ain't no New Yorker. As we started, I think earlier, I'm a masshole. ABS sure smells good. Not. Trying out fasting like this Ramadan. I don't know why, but that can of beer is looking rather delectable. No, Jesus. E, are you, hold it, is this your first time fasting for Ramadan? Are you going to be doing the base where everything you did connected to? Yeah, good. I'm back. Dekri is back. Hopefully they called what they needed to call. Good luck with that. All right, let's get this thing wrapped. All right. Oh, shit. Absolutely love the second, yeah. Skip to page 7. I might just have to. When am I going to actually start working on the goddamn model itself? Bang. All right. So got that. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah. It looks like a gun. It does look like a gun, and it's not. That's the crazy thing. I think this is the base. I still haven't figured out what the hell this thing is. Scheisse. Just skip it and then you could do your model. Oh, I could, but it all has to get done at some point, so that's the bottom part of the kit. Yeah, likely I absolutely love the little guy, the GP03, love the arm gimmick. Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting that thing to working on that, but I'm not sure that happens until the very end. The base has part metal. Yeah, you mean what's in here? Yeah. It's on giant gun, so it doesn't matter what part that is. Yeah, Nick, well put. This whole thing is nothing more than just one massive, you know, they used to call them mobile armors. I don't even think it's a mobile armor. There it goes. All right. My eyes are tripping. So are mine. All right, so we've got. There we go. Could do a bookmark that could lighten out the page, and then you can redo it and good. Yeah. It's mobile armor, just big. I don't think there are any other mobile armor in 1/144 scale. There are not. And I'm going to push for it, and I know we'll never see it. I would like to see the Alpha Zeal be released as a 1/144 scale kit. That would be awesome. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see it, but one can only hope. Okay, so we now got. I got to run. Have a great weekend. Peter, you too, brother. We'll touch base soon. Hopefully we'll see each other next Sunday. Hopefully. Start scratch building it in 1/144. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I do want to do a scratch build, but just not that one. The Neo Zeon crying in the corner. Yeah. I'm not sure which is bigger, this or the Neo Zeon. All right. Anyway, we got these two things done. Leaving those there. And with that, we're calling it a session. That, my friends, was a slog. That was a slog. Anyway, guys, as we start to wind it all down, first of all, let's do this. Let's go out there and make it a good world for somebody. You know, it's been only because there's more mass. Yeah, neo taller and wider. Guys, go out there and do good. It's a crazy world. I don't care which side of the political spectrum you're on, but it's a crazy world, and it's getting darker and harsher, and it's up to us individually to try to make it better. You know, brighten the world as much as you possibly can. Make sure to send that dollar. Yeah, send it to Nick. Send it to Left with Questions. Dendrobium long boy. Do good. Brighten the world. Make it a better planet for somebody, for yourself, for your family, your friends, for anyone. Brighten it. Don't make it shitty for somebody. Make it better. With that, I'll be back on Monday. Maybe tomorrow. Doubtful. But I'll definitely be back on Monday at the standard workbench. We'll go from there. So enjoy the weekend, everybody. Do good. Love you all. And I'll catch you on the flip. Peace.